So I'm just gonna give you a little walk around. I mean, the interior needs a lot of help right now. You can see most of it is just gonna be a thorough vacuuming, and then we're gonna shampoo the front mats. It doesn't have rear mats, and we're gonna clean all of this up, all the plastic, all the Alcantara, all the dust. And like I said, this car doesn't have a lot of miles on it, so there's a guitar pick. So like I said, we're going to go in there with the vacuum, and I'm going to use my small micro attachment with the brush to get all of this out. We're going to, you know, pounce the seat. You can see as all the debris is starting to fall down. We're going to vacuum this all out. All in by the e-brake, by the little storage cubby in there. That's all going to get cleaned. The cup holder, the rubber insert's going to get pulled out, and everything in between. So I'm going to finish the interior of this car this morning at 6 a.m. and then as soon as the interior is done, I'm going to grab some breakfast and start masking the car out. And we're going to do the paint correction today because I got to knock this job out. It's a busy Monday. All right, guys, we're going to get started. I already got my wedge attachment on the vac. That's going to do most of the work today. And then I have the micro attachment with the brush. This is what we're going to use for all the Alcantara and all the little areas by the shift knob, e-brake, and all that good stuff. So let's get started for you. And these front floor mats are going to get shampooed. This car hasn't been vacuumed in a long time. And this brush is great to do inside the dash and all the bezels where you're not going to be able to do it without scratching it if you just use the plastic tip. And everything's going to get wiped down. This is just to get all the debris out of the... So just the vacuuming alone really did a good job on this interior, as you guys could see. So, like I showed you, did the seats, did the floors, pulled the mats out, vacuumed the front mats always before I put them out of the car, just because I don't want the debris to go all over the interior. The interior is just filthy. All the plastic panels, everything is going to get cleaned up, and we're going to move on to that in a few minutes. And now we're going to go and shampoo the floor mats. Alright guys, we've got the front floor mats. We're going to get ready to shampoo them, but before you shampoo them, you're going to want to give them a good vacuum. And I'm actually going to use, I still have this. This is about 30 years old, this aluminum vacuum attachment. This came on a vintage Kirby vacuum cleaner. I got this at a yard sale when I was like 15. And still have it, still works great. It's been in my detailing bin ever since. So we're going to get started here. So if you use the wedge attachment, it's going to take a little bit longer. It may not get as much surface area. And like I said, I just recommend something like this. If you could pick these up, even if they're plastic, Lowe's, Home Depot and Sears should have stuff like this for conventional shop vac. Then you could get the attachment and adapt it. And we got the mats on the foam squares that I use for everything, just because you don't want to take the dirt that's off your shop floor or outside your shop and get it on the bottom side of the mat. It's just going to transfer when you go reinstall it. So that's it, we're done vacuuming the front mats. So we're going to use my Malco Red Thunder. Saturate the mat really well. Special attention towards the embroidery, which is filthy. And then I'm going to use a spray bottle of water. You want to get it nice and saturated. And we're going to use my Bissell Spot Clean, which I have warm water in it. We're going to take another one of my scrub brushes, and we're going to just agitate the solution. And then I'm going to show you guys when we're done how much dirt has been pulled out of these mats. Even though they're black, you can't see it, but I could see it here visually. I don't think the camera's going to pick that up. And then pay a little extra attention to the embroidered area. This is like a silver light gray stitch. And I just love the Malco Red Thunder. It's just a commercial cleaner degreaser I've been using, God, since I was a teenager. And it just works. It works well. And I could already see, I'll zoom in on the camera, you could already see the pony, how much brighter it is right now. Good. All right, we're going to load up the other machine and get this extracted. So that's it, guys. The driver's side mat is done. We're going to move over to the passenger side. This little Bissell Spot Clean to do floor mats is just superb. The mat is practically 90% dry. And just do it like I showed you. Just throw some warm water in it for the extraction. Use your all-purpose cleaner degreaser. I usually do the cleaner degreaser 50-50. Scrub it, then I use a spray bottle of water just to break that down and dilute it a little bit more. Hit it with the warm mist, and then I start going back and forth extracting. So we're going to hang this mat up to dry, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the interior. So you want to go over everything to get all the scuffs and debris and dust off the plastic. And you could even go over the microfiber like I'm showing you here, because the rag is mostly saturated with water and a little bit of the detailing spray from Mastersons. So guys, we're in the back seat of the car right now. I have another green microfiber towel misted with water and some of the interior cleaner, and I'm going to go over the seats, including all the microfiber like I'm showing you here. And like I said, the back of this car, nobody really sits in it, but it's just got a lot of dust and a lot of film on everything, probably from driving with the windows open. And like I said, just give it a touch-up. If you have kids or dogs, you're probably going to want to shampoo some of this. You know, you could use the Bissell Spot Clean like I showed you, but this car doesn't particularly need that, and we're not going to do it today for you. We're moving right along, cleaning up this interior. I rinsed out this rag. There was a lot of dirt in it from wiping down all the surfaces. So I'm going to spray it now with some more of the Mastersons interior detailer. And we're just going to hit all the hard plastic area on the interior. And this stuff does a good job. It doesn't leave a soapy, sticky film, which I like, because some of you guys, if you're using super clean or any kind of commercial degreaser, it can leave a little bit of a film. And you're going to want to do all of the hard surfaces. And then for anything that's got like a gloss finish, like the chrome bezels or anything like that, you're going to take another cheap microfiber, and I usually put a little bit of glass cleaner or Chemical Guys VO7, but in this case I'm going to use the glass cleaner. Alright guys, we're moving along. Got all the plastic wiped down in the car vacuumed, mats shampooed, all the hard plastics wiped out. So like I said, I have a Griot's Garage glass PFM towel. These things are my favorite. I like the size, I like the dual weave, and we're going to use the Masterson's glass cleaner, and I'm just going to go over all of the shiny chrome bezels. I do. Little glass cleaner with the Griot's PFM glass towel, and you're good to go. Don't forget the face of the gauges. And one of the most missed parts detailing cars, and listen, everybody does it, is the rear view mirror. So you're going to want to take some glass cleaner and go over that, and then use the other weave and get that film off, because this always has a film buildup on the glass. So everything's all done. Now we're just going to go and spray down all the windows. We're going to use the Griot's PFM, and we're going to clean the glass, and I'll show you guys that quick. We're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to start on the paint correction. So I've been using the Masterson's glass cleaner since Greg sent it over to me, and to be honest with you, I love it. It has a very mild ammonia scent to it, and if any of you guys know, the ammonia-based window cleaners work the best. Then I'll fold the towel, and you guys might be able to see that on the camera of all the film that's coming off on these windows. That pretty much wraps up the interior. I'm going to put everything back together, give you a final walk around, and move on to the rest of the job. Guys, another little tip I want to share with you guys. Before you put the shampooed floor mats back in, or right before you're going to deliver the car to the customer, you may get some little particles that are flying in because you have your doors and windows open while you're finishing your job. And let's say you have your vacuum set away, you don't need it. I use these, simple lint rollers. I get these down the road at my dry cleaners, and I get them for free. So I take like 2 or 3 of these a month. You just peel them off. It's got sticky tape on it, and then you're just going to go back and forth on the carpet, and you can do the same thing on the seats. Okay, so this is great because you don't want to put the floor mats back in if you have stuff that's on the bottom. I don't know, that's just my craziness on how I do things. I don't know, maybe some of you guys out there, the pros, do this for customers. I don't know, but I always do this on my cars. So whenever I work on anybody's car, I treat it as if it's my car. And you guys can see. And then you just peel this off very easily, and you start with a fresh nap, and then you go onto the seats, and I'll show you that. Same deal, we got a fresh side of the lint roller, and you're just going to go back and forth because the microfiber traps every little speck of dust, and with the charcoal color you see it, and this will pick up any dust, pet hair, loose hair from you working on the car, and anything that blows in. I'm just going to give you a walk around, show you the footwell, the dash. We got all the dust and all the spotting out. The first line of defense is getting that vacuum in there with the micro brushes. Same thing, you got a lot of dust accumulation around the vents, everything in between. Down here we cleaned all the rubber mats, the insert tray inside the cup holder. That's all been cleaned and cleaned out. There was a lot of coffee and a lot of sticky in there. Brake, boot, shift, boot, everything's clean. Wrap around to the back. Everything got a good once over. Took all the dust out. We got all the film off the back windows, which was a bitch. And we used the Masterson's interior detailer and glass cleaner. We used a couple of cheap microfiber towels and the Griot's glass PFM, which I feel are my favorites. Let's go around to the other side. So there's the passenger side door panel, all cleaned. these plastic bezels always get spotting and film, so whenever you wipe them with a very, very wet towel, you're always going to have to go over them again to get all that spotting off. And we got a lot of the scuffs. We got actually all the scuffs off on this side, on the bottom of the door. And I'll show you guys that trick soon when we do the exterior detail. We used the lint roller. We got all of the lint from all of the carpets out because I don't want to put the mats in with any kind of lint or debris. And that's it, guys. So I spent a little over 2 hours. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I started about 10 after 6. So I knocked it out relatively quick. First thing in the morning, I like to get a head start on stuff like this. So I'm gonna eat breakfast, move stuff around, get the car masked up, and then we're gonna go into the paint correction and the wax application on the 2016 Mustang GT California Special.